title. This Ferris State team is legit.
They're legit, and they're familiar with the GMAC this year. They've already played Northwood, Lake Erie, Ashland, and Findlay, conference foes for the Yellow Jackets, and they beat all of them. So they're more than capable. The GLIAC is an awesome Midwest conference along with the GMAC.
And we have a shot clock issue right away. It was not clicking down along with the game clock. You're right about Ferris State playing the GMAC, though. They're looking to go 5-0 against teams in the GMAC. Cedarville is looking to defend their 5-0 start to the home season.
Yep.
We're getting the shot clock squared away here as we begin this game. We welcome you if you are joining us from wherever you may be joining us. It's good to have you here. A lot of students, as you can see, on Christmas break. That happened last week, but still the folks directly in front of us are already making noise, imploring this Cedarville defense on the first possession of the game. The ball's in the hand of 7-foot Nathan Clairbout. And he's got it again, but loses it right off his fingertips out of bounds. So the defense coming through strong for Cedarville. First possession, first turnover.
And energy is going to be so critical for Cedarville on defense in this game. Ferris State's averaging over 87 points a game. It's going to be absolutely crucial.
And Cedarville turns the ball right back over to Ferris State. Here comes through the lane gliding. It's Jimmy Scholler. He can't get it to go. Rebound Nathan Clairbout. He backs in over Akpara and gets the friendly rim, and the Bulldogs are the first team on the scoreboard tonight.
And an offense as potent as this one with the Bulldogs, you cannot be giving them free possessions, and that means giving up offensive rebounds. That means turning that ball over on the inbounds. You can't be doing self-imposed mistakes like that.
The Bulldogs pressing from the jump here, but they have an early foul whistled against Jimmy Scholler, a 6'3 senior from Grand Rapids. That's a common theme. Much of this roster is from Michigan. So, yes, this is a team that has developed into a Division II powerhouse, but they've really done it in their own backyard.
Yep, homegrown talent.
Yep.
You do love to see that, especially that's a rarity anymore in the college scene anymore.
It is. Sellers has the ball poked away from him. The Bulldogs on the break. A tough layup over Sellers, commits the foul. Erickson to the rim. Sellers thought he was in a vertical position. The refs think otherwise, and we have our first two free throws of the game.
Yeah, he reached in there before he went up for the shot. He was actually clean going north and south, if you will, trying to block the shot afterwards, but there was certainly a reach.
Erickson's first free throw was good. He shoots it at 84.6% from the stripe. And Ferris State, perhaps unsurprisingly for a team that scores as much as they do and has won as much as they have this year, gets to the free throw line a lot, especially their two conference games, averaging nearly 29 free throws a game. So that's part of the plan of success for Cedarville, is keep Ferris State off the free throw line. And now we've got what looks like a
travel
on Cedarville.
He walked.
We may also, we'll see. The referee's over at the scorer's table having a discussion. And I think we had another shot clock issue where it was not rolling. So while it was a travel that happened on the court, they're saying that play essentially never happened. So Cedarville, a bit lucky there. They'll take over. Looking for their first points of this evening. Inbound pass goes to Sellers. Ethan Erickson applying full court pressure, and I think we're still having some clock issues. So the referees are going to tell both teams to come to their bench. We try to get this sorted out. Well, it gives us a chance. 67 seconds go off so far, and now we're having further discussions. So just adding a little bit of potential drama to this game, which features two very high-quality opponents. Excited to get after this one. And now a great inbounds pass. Ahead is Jalen Davis, and he gets fouled. Nice look by Kyle Thomas on the pass, and Davis, who has just been tremendous the last few games for well, really the whole season, but especially the last few games, will head to the line. He's a redshirt freshman, transferred from Liberty last year. He is the team's leading scorer, nearly 20 points a game. He can fill it up in a hurry. The first free throw is good. So Cedarville cracks the scoreboard.
And Cedarville's going to have to pull off the potential upset. They're going to have to take advantage of every opportunity they get, and that's going to include getting to the free throw line. Of course, making those free throws is assumed in that situation. I think one thing also that you might have assumed coming into the game, if you're not familiar with Ferris State, knowing just how excellent they've been in basketball recently, is you might have expected there to be a larger size difference. And other than Clairbout, it's really not a significant height or size advantage for Ferris State. So it'll be intriguing to see if the paint is that huge advantage.
Yeah, they tried to take advantage right there, and Akpara, excellent defense on the aforementioned Clairbout. Here comes Cedarville. A chance to get their first field goal of this game. Akpara has it. Just extended past the free throw line. He hands to Kyle Thomas. Thomas driving with his left hand to the rim. Can't get the layup. Kick pass to Ethan Sellers. That three no good. Skying for the rebound is Sam Johnson. The ball last off of him. And 2 Ferris State, but 3 decent looks by Cedarville, and that's obviously you want the ball to go in, but that's a good early start on offense.
And I think Coach Jones will ultimately be very pleased with that energy and effort that they're showing right now. They had that early mistake on offense with the turnover, but so far, I think even defensively, the energy, especially in the paint, ready to help, ready to get that rebound, has been excellent.
Driving down the lane, Hamilton pull up, and he gets it to go. 9.8 points from Tyler Hamilton this year. He's into the scorebook. He's one of the first substitutions into this game. Here's Jalen Davis for Cedarville. He works into the lane, finds a wide open Kyle Thomas for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Ring. And here come the Bulldogs looking to push in transition. Hamilton's got it again. Thought about another step back. Instead, he'll hand to Erickson. Erickson will direct traffic and hand back to Hamilton, the Detroit native, to the right wing. Inside they go to Clairbout. Clairbout backing inside. Passes to Erickson, and he splashes it home. Erickson is a tremendous three-point shooter. That is his 38th made three of the season already. And he paces this Ferris State offense, leading them with 16.9 points per game. And you can see his range is unlimited. Bulldogs leading early 9-2.
I mean, over 44% on the year.
That's
from
ridiculous.
3 is insane. I don't care if they're only 11 games in.
Akpara called for a moving screen as Sellers was trying to get loose, so another Cedarville turnover, their 3rd of the game so far, and that will prompt a substitution by the Yellow Jackets. Bastoa enters, David Akpara, who picked up that foul, will take a seat. And Ferris State also making some substitutions. It's Michael Bingham in the game, wearing number 1. And this is a Ferris State team that goes about 10 deep on a normal basis, so they don't have a lot of players with heavy minutes, but there's a lot of players that make an impact on this team, and we'll see how this plays out. The Bulldogs looking to extend an early 7-point lead. Cedarville needs a stop here on defense to calm down this 9-2 early run. That is exactly what they needed. Sellers picks the pocket of Erickson. Here come the Yellow Jackets. Kyle Thomas over to Davis. Davis looking inside. It's Sam Johnson who had posted up. Now he'll take a pull-up jumper. That rolls off the rim, no good. Clairbout the rebound. Hamilton, crossover, left-handed, up with the left hand and good. And a foul whistled against Kyle Thomas. That was blink once and he's to the rim, and it's Tyler Hamilton putting on a show here early.
He's been the spark early, really, for the Bulldogs, getting their offense going. They were really trying to post up in the paint a lot before them, but he's been able to create a lot of space and beat them off the dribble.
Well, the junior from Detroit, Michigan, with an early 4 points, and he can make it 5 to join his teammate Ethan Erickson. Hamilton's free throw is good off the front rim. This is a team that shoots free throws very well as a team, 76%, and most of their starting lineup and key reserves shoot it at better than 80%. Again, this pressure by Ferris State is making life difficult on Cedarville.
Cedarville needs to be wary, though, of passing that ball right into the corner and feeding right into the full court press. You can't go into the coffin corners here and make it easy on Ferris State.
We've got another clock thing where working through here. Gives us a chance to talk about one of the Cedarville substitutions in this game. Now, Anthony Ruffalo is making his season debut for Cedarville. No one's more excited than number 2. We were talking about this before the game. He was anxious to finally get back. He's been dealing with an injury. He's back. He's ready. He's wearing number 2 for Cedarville. And he was a key player for this Yellow Jackets team last year as part of the NCCAA championship team as a freshman. Here he is with the ball now. A nice bounce pass to Timothy Davis, breaks the press. Pistoia inside, gets all the way to the rim, and then lost his dribble, double teamed. Here's Ruffalo, his first shot attempt of the season, and that is in. And that's exactly what he did last year, 72 of those as a freshman, and welcome back, number 2. We've got more shot clock issues, which will take us to a media timeout. But wow, that was a needed 3 just for Cedarville's. It's Erickson and Hamilton, both with 5 points. And from Cedarville, it's Anthony Ruffalo. He hit the last shot of this game. He's got 3 points. And Jalen Davis has the other 2 points for Cedarville via the free throw. So we're back underway. The Bulldogs working from right to left on your screen. And it is the aforementioned Tyler Hamilton. He's got the ball. Here comes Erickson, unlimited range, and splashes home his second 3 of the game, that time even deeper than the one he hit before.
And typically, Aaron, I would say you have to live with that shot, but not with him.
Yeah.
Not with him. He's the one guy you cannot allow him to have that space coming off that curl route.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. Nice hook shot that doesn't fall for Pistoia. The Bulldogs quickly pull down the rebound, and they are all moving towards the cup. And it's Hamilton, another tough crossover to the rim. Got it to go. His second and 1. And it's Ethan Sellers picking up his second foul. That's a big deal. He leads Cedarville in minutes and assists, so he is a key contributor, and he just picked up his second foul less than 5 minutes into this contest. And, boy, Tyler Hamilton, a highlight film in this first 5 minutes so far.
Yeah, not starting, but coming off the bench and just providing such a spark. That's why he stayed in the game. Like, they haven't taken him out since they subbed him in, and he's created just such a spark and given Sellers some issues off the dribble there. And as you said, Aaron, in a struggling offense right now, Cedarville really could use Sellers out there to help facilitate.
Well, quickly, it's 18-5 in favor of Ferris State. They are not backing down. Here is that pressure. They've got all kinds of length all over the floor. Cedarville does a nice job of breaking it. Davis, who checked back in, has the ball right now at the top of the key, working against Hamilton. Ruffalo hands down to Pistoia. Pistoia surveying his options. Back to Ruffalo. Ruffalo gets a screen. He'll pop a 3. That time no good. Rebound cleared away by Bingham. And here come the Bulldogs again. Guess who? Tyler Hamilton. Finds Brown Boyd. And here comes Ethan Erickson. Erickson crosses over. Hoists a 3. That time too short. Rebound collected by Brown Boyd. They'll again find Erickson, who finally missed a shot. Hamilton. We'll look over to Bronkema, who hollers out the play call. And they'll set something up here with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Hamilton working against a screen. Now briefly double team. He's got Johnson on him. Crossover to the lane. No, the layup. Had some space that he created, couldn't get the finish, and here comes Cedarville in transition. Ruffalo all the way to the cup. He gets hacked by Bingham, and a nice job by Anthony Ruffalo. That's the first time we've really seen Cedarville get out and be able to use some tempo.
And you like to see that out of Ruffalo, coming off an injury, a willingness still to go into the paint and potentially take some contact. You always wonder just where the mental aspect of coming back from that injury is, and he looks strong out there so far.
Yep, no question about it. A good free throw shooter last year. And the first free throw is good to give him 4 points on the evening. Kyle Thomas, David Akpara back in for Cedarville. Ruffalo, the sophomore from Dayton. And he gets the second one to fall as well.
If you wondered if the Yellow Jackets missed Ruffalo, he does have 5 of their 7 points so far in this game.
Yep.
So.
And he's got the unenviable task of guarding Hamilton. He does well there. Brown Boyd on the left wing, trying to get a bounce pass inside to Kenny Turner, deflected away nicely by the Yellow Jackets. And into the game is Jackson Whitaker. So we talked about the Bulldogs going deep into their bench. They have done that exactly here tonight. 10 players have played already.
And that's Erickson coming out of the game. So you hope that would help potentially Cedarville on the defensive end, just not having to worry so much and drawing all the eyes. when you have a three-point shooter like that, it does tend to draw all the eyes of the defense at times and make you miss your assignment.
No question. Brown Boyd with a nice one-legged jumper there on the last possession. The Bulldogs taking advantage of another turnover. A three by Hamilton is no good. Rims out. Tap-in layup is good by Bingham. And again, this press will force a timeout, this time by Cedarville. They have caused all kinds of havoc. 4 Cedarville turnovers have led to several minutes and 31 seconds.
And it's your basics. It's giving up offensive rebounds. It's turning the ball over. It's quick shots without moving the ball when you have it on offense. Basketball is a complicated but also a simple game at the same time. The press is certainly getting the Yellow Jackets out of rhythm, I think, at times as well.
They break it there. And you're right, the height is mostly the same on these two teams, but the length difference is more obvious in favor of Ferris State, and that's one reason why their press has been so effective. Hard contact against Jalen Davis. He goes flying. No foul called. The ball will stay with the Yellow Jackets. Got caught up in the air between 2 defenders. So Cedarville with the ball, 13 seconds on the shot clock. It's Ruffalo to inbound. It's Davis getting a screen from Akpara. Jump stop, passing inside. Akpara wasn't quite ready for it. And here come the Bulldogs off another turnover.
Maybe I'd like to see Davis just put that shot up that deep into the paint.
Great pass inside. Layup good by Kenny Turner. Used the rim as another defender. It's Tyler Hamilton again creating a lot of offense. Even when he's not scoring, he's making things happen. Timothy Davis. Here's Ruffalo. He takes a deep three, and that no good. Hit the rim twice. Couldn't fall. And here come the Bulldogs again. They are, well, I was about to say they were not ready to move with some additional tempo, but now they'll finally pull it out and run a half-court set. That kind of offense has been rare so far for Ferris State. They've been able to get what they want so far. Here's Hamilton working against Kyle Thomas that time. The jump stop and the shot does not fall. Ruffalo grabs the rebound, and here comes Cedarville. Davis has it with a head of steam, working against Hamilton. Inside the lane, he fumbles the ball, turns around, shoots it, and that rim's no good. The rim unkind.
That's only like the second time, I believe, in the game so far that Cedarville's really been able to get out quickly with any kind of pace. And they're going to have to be able to get those defensive rebounds and get out quicker for some easier potential looks.
360 three-pointer there by Jackson Whitaker does not fall. As more and more Ferris State substitutions come to the bench, they're about ready to make a line change here as we approach the under 12 media timeout. Akpara hands to... And that is Ruffalo. A foul called, however, on offense. They're going to call Timothy Davis for an offensive foul on the screen. So that's the second kind of foul like that called on Cedarville. Debut. He's a freshman from Worthington. Double digits scoring in all but one of his games. And he's had 2 double-doubles in the last 3 games, including most recently a 13.11 rebound performance against Northwood in that win. So we'll see if he can get his offense going here as it's Ferris State with the ball for right now. And that's Nathan Clarabout. Bounce pass inside. Hazelton, turnaround jumper is good. That's another shot made by Ferris State. They're getting production all over the place. That's now the 6th player to score in the first 9 minutes. Kyle Thomas, nice pump fake. Here's Pistoia. Pistoia backs down on his man, and he hits a nice turnaround jumper right back on Reese Hazelton. Anything you can do, I can do better, says Pistoia. Badly needed basket there by Cedarville.
And Pistoia might be the guy tonight that really has to be able to step it up offensively to get them going.
Nearly got a steal, and now Kyle Thomas pokes the ball loose. Diving on the floor is Thomas. Great effort. That gets the Cedarville bench on their feet and pumped up, and here comes the Yellow Jackets. Chance to string a couple of baskets together for the first time tonight. Davis off the bounce. Pistoia will fire a 3. No good. Rebound knocked away. Unfortunately, Davis and Johnson, both teammates, fought over the ball. It falls into the hands of Ethan Erickson. Guess what he does? 3 ball. That time no good. A rare miss from deep by Erickson, and here come the Yellow Jackets. A 3 ball the other way, and that time it's good. Sam Johnson splashes it home, and that will prompt a Ferris State timeout. So there's the offense that Cedarville was waiting on, and it comes in a flurry with a basket by Pistoia and a 3 ball by Sim.
Minutes where I wouldn't even necessarily say struggling on offense. They put Tyler Hamilton right back in after him being out for that period of time.
Yep.
He's the creator.
He certainly has been tonight. 8 points, an assist, a steal. first half of this first half is now gone, and it's an offensive foul called against Ferris State. A couple of those fouls have been whistled on Cedarville screens, and now the Bulldogs whistled for a foul, and that gives the ball to the Yellow Jackets.
And here's a little momentum, a few mistakes by the Bulldogs. Cedarville has to capitalize right now. You won't get these opportunities throughout the entire game.
Ethan Sellers is on the floor with 2 fouls here. That's something to watch. It's Timothy Davis who fires it over to Sellers. Sellers will set up the offense. Pistoia sets a screen, and this Sellers, he'll fire a 3. That may have been partially deflected. It's into the hands of Erickson. Erickson with some pace. Step back jumper. It's a 2 that he knocks down. Nothing but net by Erickson, and he makes just about every shot he takes look easy. Leading this team, the senior from Grand Rapids, at nearly 17 points per game. Davis hounded right near the half-court stripe. He finds Sellers, and here's Kyle Thomas. Corner, it goes to Johnson. Johnson double-teamed back out to Pistoia. He surveys his options. Here's Davis off the bounce. Pistoia will fire another 3. That time he got it. A huge 3 from the top of the key, and that is really giving Cedarville some life. And you see Ferris State, they're doubling the ball quite a bit. It's giving Cedarville those looks. See if they can continue to take advantage as we go. Here's Hazelton. Hazelton backing down on Johnson. That rims out, rattles out. Pistoia on the rebound. Thomas ahead to Sellers. Sellers will fire a 3. That time no good. Davis, great rebound. He put Ty Hamilton on his back, grabbing that rebound. Here's Pistoia. And now Kyle Thomas. Right-handed dribble right to the lane, and good. And here come the Yellow Jackets. This is the kind of offense we're used to seeing from them. And they have arrived in this game.
10-2 run for the Yellow Jackets.
Crowd making some noise. Hamilton, crossover baseline, finds a wide open ring who cannot get that shot to fall. Thomas ahead. Cedarville moving quickly. It's Sellers right to the lane, and he was looking for a foul. None called. Here come the Bulldogs back the other way. Hamilton has it. It's on to Ring. Ring will set up his teammate Hazelton, and inside they go. Clairbout. Clairbout, a pass inside. Turnaround jumper, no good. Pistoia did nice work on the inside to box out Nathan Clairbout, and that will take us to the under 8 media timeout. But wow, what a world's difference between this media timeout and the last one. As you mentioned, Johnny.
If you're Ferris, maybe you're hoping, it maybe perhaps there's a very guard-centric team, but you might want to. It'll be interesting to see if they focus on trying to get somebody involved other than Erickson and Hamilton. They have 18 of the team's points right now. Those are the creators. Those are your three-point shot makers. But you want to see maybe they try to get a little bit more going in the paint and posting up.
Thomas has the ball. Tried to feed an inside pass to Johnson, who did well to recover a loose ball. Johnson inside, can't get the left-handed layup to fall. And the Bulldogs clear. It's Erickson guiding the break. Erickson thought about that three-pointer. Instead, he'll hand a 3-ball off to his teammate Brown Boyd. That comes up no good. Ruffalo, who's back in the game for Cedarville, has it. Ruffalo working inside. Inside pass to Akpara. Akpara takes one dribble inside. The layup left it just too strong. I think he was ready for some contact, which never happened. And now we've got a technical foul being whistled against Andy Bronkema. He said something right in the referee's ear that was apparently not taken very well. And that has resulted in a technical. So Cedarville has chosen Anthony Ruffalo to shoot these free throws.
Yeah. Not sure what he was agitated about there with his team getting the board and getting out in transition.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where he's been warned at other times tonight, and who knows? First free throw good.
But this is just adding to the Cedarville run.
Certainly.
Free throw potentially back to single digits. Cedarville's going to feel good.
And it is just off the rim, so Ruffalo splits the pair.
Announcer's jinx. My fault.
There you go. Ferris State will have possession here.
You do love to see Ruffalo out there yet again this half. You're intrigued by just, where's the fitness and cardio at him coming back, first game back from that injury. Great to see him just getting some solid minutes out there today.
Yeah, no question. And there's a pass inside, Brown Boyd with a nice layup. And that's what we were told heading into this game. The only concern for Ruffalo was just exactly that, cardio and fitness, trying to jump in the middle of the season. He's looking great so far. Cedarville, that might be the best press break we've seen so far. Johnson is left with a wide open three. He does not get it, but he is fouled right in front of the Ferris State bench, which I believe will lead to
3.
They're saying the referee's saying this foul occurred after he's on the ground, which means it's a foul on the ground, I believe.
Oh.
Which is, an unusual
loose
call.
Basically, loose ball foul.
Yeah,
okay.
Essentially. Not something you see a lot, but it does mean the ball stays with Cedarville, so no free throws awarded, but a chance to...
You saw the argument going on there between the players and the coach of potentially kick out, and so the refs kind of took a different approach there of where the foul occurred.
Ruffalo inside, pump fake to try to get his defender up in the air. Excellent help defense from Bingham on the block. Loose ball goes to Cedarville. It will stay here with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Ruffalo to inbound, and now they'll switch that, and it'll be Kyle Thomas.
Feels like it's been a long time since the Bulldogs had the ball.
It does. Pass inside, Okpara gets fouled on his way up. Great pass by Kyle Thomas. Great cut by Okpara, and the junior from Tennessee will get his first free throws of the evening. He's 7 of 12 from the stripe this season. The first one is just a little short. Has Clairbout back in for Ferris State. Okpara in the last game had season highs in minutes, points, and rebounds against Northwood. He goes 0 for 2 from the stripe. Here's Ethan Erickson from way downtown, and he can book another 3. He's made 3 of them, and they've all been from well beyond the 3-point line.
That was from the volleyball line.
Yeah, it sure was. As Kyle Thomas gets fouled by Erickson.
Silly foul.
Yeah, not a great foul there. That was well away from the basket, and that will result in a 1-and-1 for Cedarville. So that's one thing the Yellow Jackets have been able to do. They've been able to draw the fouls and get to the line. They've taken 8 attempts so far. Kyle Thomas is 12 of 13 this year.
And Erickson's been damaging 13 points, 4 of 6. That's 3 for 5 from the 3-point line. And as I mentioned earlier, part of that is when you can shoot from 3 that prolifically and you can extend the range where you can shoot, you're drawing eyes not just from Davis guarding him, but the whole team.
Nice double on Clairbout. Clairbout gets his man up in the air. It's Okpara who is trying to stay in front of him, and nice recovery by Clairbout.
Excellent patience to get that shot up.
And it's now a 7-0 Ferris State run. Part of that is because of some missed free throw opportunities by Cedarville. Dangerous pass, but Ruffalo collects, and a nice little jump hook, no good. Okpara the rebound. It's Ruffalo inside. They tie him up, and this time the jump ball will go to Ferris State.
I'm not sure how Ruffalo got that ball. He was
no
easily the shortest guy in that paint there.
Just a 1-2 from Ruffalo, who is making the most of his opportunities here tonight. The ball back to Ferris State. They now have a 7-0 run cooking, and they've nearly doubled up Cedarville again. It's an important defensive stop. Loading here for the Yellow Jackets with just over 5 to play in this game.
As you said, though, Aaron, those 4 missed free throws of late, really critical misses that have hurt the momentum of the team, not just the score.
Well, Brown Boyd nearly got away with the travel. Michael Bingham did not. So it's a turnover, and it's the 7th of the game for Ferris State. And they are right back in their press. Pretty obvious game plan on defense for the Bulldogs. They've executed well. Cedarville shooting just 21% from the floor. Kyle Thomas bounce pass inside from the double. Jalen Davis will take it over the timeline and hand back to Ruffalo. Thomas looking inside for Sam Johnson. I think the ball was deflected inside. Again, Johnson does an excellent job of getting the loose ball. 3-ball by Ruffalo. That time no good. Rebound, Clarabelle. There's been a couple of times where a post-entry pass has not been near Johnson, but he's still been the one to get it, which has saved a turnover. Spin move. Tyler Hamilton has been great all night, but that time got a little ahead of his skates there and turns the ball over.
You think they got tipped and he just tried to regain it, or he just lost it on the spin?
Yeah, good question.
He's moving so fast and has that little scoop layup that it's hard to tell sometimes.
It is. Well, Cedarville will bring back in Ethan Sellers. He's played, again, we mentioned it, he leads this team in minutes. He quickly picked up 2 fouls within the first 5 minutes of this game, and there's a turnover by Sellers, and that is an easy bucket by Ferris State. That is Brown Boyd on the layup, but Sellers has been great this season, and clearly Coach Rob Jones trusting him enough to play a lot of minutes with 2 fouls. Pistoia has the ball now. Here's Sellers. The 3-ball, that time no good. Rebound by Sellers. Sellers, great pass to Pistoia. Thomas has it at the top of the key, and he'll hand to Jalen Davis. It's Sellers with the ball with 8 seconds to shoot. Step-back jumper is quickly closed off, and then a 3-ball hoist by Jalen Davis, and he draws the foul on Ty Hamilton.
Bailout foul.
It is a bailout foul, and it's Hamilton's second, which is significant. That is actually his first. So there are a couple of Bulldogs with 2 fouls, Turner and Schuler. That's the first on Hamilton, but perhaps more importantly, it's 3 free throws for Jalen Davis.
You like Pistoia coming back into the game, maybe being able to help stabilize as he was last time. The biggest difference for Cedarville when they made that 10-2 run was they stopped turning the ball over. And so you have that turnover that they just did, but that was their first one in a rather long time. Meanwhile, Ferris State started turning the ball over because now we're actually close in turnover margin where Cedarville has 8 and Ferris has 7, where it was a wide margin earlier in the game. So Cedarville's got to get back to protecting the ball, being able to get quick defensive stops and turn it around. But the defense has been better.
No question, and hitting free throws certainly helps. Davis a perfect 5 of 5 from the line tonight. He connects on all 3 of those free throws, and here come the Bulldogs looking to add to their lead. Inside, again, it's Clarabelle. Nice defensive play by Pistoia, grabbing a rebound, which is his 4th. Timothy Davis to the other Davis, Jalen Davis, another pass deflected. It falls into the hands of the Bulldogs. Down the lane, here's Hamilton from the corner. The NCAA logo too strong. All tipped around, and Hamilton comes up with it. That will drive Coach Rob Jones a little bit crazy, probably. 3-ball hoisted by Jackson Whitaker, no good. And instead of a Clarabelle rebound, it's a Clarabelle push-off inside, an offensive foul. And Cedarville will maintain possession as we head to the under 4 timeout. This year, he connected on 8 3-pointers in that game. He's averaging 19 points per game, as I mentioned. He's hit 33 pointers on excellent shooting, 44%. And this will be him at the line, actually, Jalen Davis. Free throw made.
And he has the difficult and unenviable task today of guarding Erickson of the Bulldogs and chasing him around the 3-point line.
Yeah, 2 guys that can shoot it from just about anywhere on the floor, connect on a ridiculous 44% pace, both of them, Davis and Erickson. And, well, there's more free throws from Davis. He's got 7 points, all from the stripe. Important 3 minutes here for Cedarville. Inside the lane, it's Whitaker. That time no good. Pistoia, grown man rebound right there, skying above a host of players to haul in his 5th rebound of the game. That leads all players. Davis back to Pistoia, who's also excellent at setting up offense. 2nd on the team in assists. Here he is again from the top of the key. Hit one there earlier. That time too strong, and fighting for the rebound and coming up with it is Ring, the senior from Montgomery, Illinois. Into the lane, spinning is Hazelton, lost it momentarily, picks it up, and then throws it right out of bounds. It was saved, or at least a save attempt by Ring. He steps on the sideline, so an unforced turnover by the Bulldogs, and Cedarville can capitalize.
Cedarville almost hoped he would have saved that ball because there was an open lane to the rim there for Timothy Davis.
Erickson back in for the Bulldogs, as is Michael Bingham. And they'll also bring in Donovan Brown Boyd. So almost a full line change, but Boyd, really, the Bulldogs go deep. They've had 10 players in this game. I think that's 11, actually, they've played tonight.
You know they'll be fresh going down the stretch here at the end of the game.
Yeah, worth noting, too, it's been 9 days since Ferris State has played a game, so they're also fresh coming into this game. Johnson somehow saves the ball to Davis. Davis on to Timothy Davis. Davis, nice pass inside. Pistoia got the layup to fall.
Great pass, huge bucket. They're going to, if Cedarville can get this to single digits before halftime, they're going to feel really confident, really good with how this game started.
No question. Pistoia walls up, and instead it will be a foul called on Pistoia. Or maybe Sam Johnson. Looks like it will be on Sam Johnson on the tip attempt rebound. And it's Hardy at the line for the Bulldogs, who has not seen a lot of runs so far this season for Fresno State. He's at the line. First free throw is good. Owen Hardy, the sophomore from Grand Rapids, Michigan. There are a host of players from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's one of a couple players from Forest Hills. The second free throw is left short, and Sam Johnson with the rebound. A double Ruffalo right before the halftime stripe, and ball deflected out, stays with Cedarville, who, according to the shot clock, has 3 seconds to get the ball over the timeline. Johnson spinning his way. Nice move made on Erickson. And Ruffalo will set up the offense, 15 to shoot. Ruffalo finds Davis. Davis with the dribble. Now uses it into the lane. Left-handed shot, pulls up. No good. Pistoia using all of his 6'10" frame. Cedarville hollering for a foul. They thought Pistoia was hit on the play. He may have been. The Bulldogs working Timothy Davis. Nice defense there. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton eyes the shot clock. Off of a screen, a jumper. No good by Erickson. And here come the Yellow Jackets in transition. Ruffalo's got it into the lane. Right-handed layup. No, but a foul on, I believe, Erickson. And no, they're going to actually whistle it against Hardy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It would have been Erickson's second.
It also just looked like that foul occurred well before actually going up for the block attempt.
So Ruffalo back on the line. He makes yet another free throw. He's 4 of 5. So that is a big discrepancy, and that's one reason why Cedarville is, for now, closed this lead to 12, because they've taken 15 free throws and their opponents have taken 6. They're about to take number 16 right here. And Ruffalo's got 8 to lead Cedarville. Just over a minute to play. It's been a valiant effort by this Cedarville team, facing the number 5 team in Division II, the Ferris State Bulldogs. It's a 9-1 run currently. Hamilton backing in on Ruffalo. Hamilton got to the rim but couldn't finish with the layup, and it's off of his fingertips out of bounds. So Ruffalo doing just enough on defense to force the miss.
Yeah, Ferris State attempted to go to the 2-for-1 mode there, trying to get to the hoop quickly, just not able to get it in the rim. It was a nice move by Hamilton.
It feels like Cedarville's starting to figure out this press a little bit more. I say that, and it's a bounce pass turnover. Agparo was on the block, but they couldn't get it to him. And now the Bulldogs, it's an open 3 taken by Brown Boyd. Off the heel, rebound over the head of Sam Johnson into the hands of Bingham. And now Ferris State would like to pull it out and get the best shot possible here with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Tyler Hamilton dribbling. He's been electric all game. He's really paced this Bulldogs offense. And inside he goes, turnover. He threw it right into the hands of the streaking Jalen Davis. Davis to the rim. That was removed from the rim. Nice play by Bingham, but a little bit too much. That's a goaltend. Bingham at least got to show off the bunnies there on that, though.
It's remarkable how close he got to actually getting a clean block there. I think the ball just beat him to the glass.
Timothy Davis checking in for this final defensive possession by Cedarville. This has been a great last few minutes. It's an 11-1 run. It is a single-digit game with 11 seconds left. Can the Bulldogs get anything to go in the final possession of the half? It's Hamilton.
Stay in front of them.
Hamilton driving to the rim, blocked away by Johnson. Ruffalo will fire the ball down the other way, but that will get Cedarville pumped up. It should. Some great defense shown by the Yellow Jackets, and the halftime score is Ferris State 38, Cedarville 29, but all the momentum.
Understandable coming into such a big game against the number 5 team in the country. It's your first-year head coach. They've started the season off really well, but this is their biggest test they've had so far, easily, by a wide margin.
And a chance to pass it with flying colors. Still a lot of time to do some damage for Cedarville. Ferris State made only 3 triples in the first half. And Sellers, right away, looking for a 3. Long rebound to Kyle Thomas. Davis will hoist a triple, and he got it. Oh, boy. What a quick start by Cedarville there. Jalen Davis, the first Yellow Jacket into double figures. He's got 12 points. And a back cut by the leading scorer for Ferris State, Erickson. Quickly quiets the Cedarville crowd, but that was a terrific start for the Yellow Jackets. And they're breaking this Ferris State press once again. Thomas to Davis.
Great energy, great ball movement, breaking that press for the very first time coming out of half.
Akpara backing down against his defender. He gets it back at the free throw line. Another 3 by Davis. And the rim's not kind that time. That would have really brought this crowd to their feet.
I'm completely okay with that shot. You have good energy. He was in rhythm.
Inside, Davis overmatched, and he may have taken a elbow right in the chops, as that was Reese Hazelton who used his 6'6" frame to get a bucket.
And that's the type of offense we didn't see a lot out of the Bulldogs in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. They did not necessarily use their size a lot or look for mismatches, and Ring commits a foul about 70 feet from the rim against Jalen Davis. Fouls were one of Cedarville's big advantages in that first half. The Bulldogs committed 11 of them, leading to 16 free throws. Meanwhile, Cedarville committed only 6, leading to only 6 Bulldog free throws.
Yeah,
see if that trend continues.
Coach Bronkema is not going to be happy with that type of foul coming out of half, where you just mentioned there, and like fouls were a big problem. They were giving them a lot of free throw attempts. It's silly fouls.
Scholler, who missed a lot of time in that first half with 2 free throws, gets the steal and takes it all the way to the rim and lays it in, and that's trouble for Cedarville. Turnovers were an issue with some of this press and the aggressive Ferris State defense, and taking care of the ball is going to be absolutely the key. So climbing all the way back in this game. It's now 11 turnovers on the game compared to just 8 field goals made by Cedarville.
And what's the easiest way to break a press, Aaron? Don't let them score.
Yep.
Get the rebound and get out quickly.
Thomas had his shot blocked. Akpara, right place, right time for the rebound. He follows the loose ball. Thomas was wide open in the corner with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. A great bounce pass from Thomas to Sam Johnson.
Good responses from both teams here. Big shots made from both. We're back to about a 10-point lead.
Oh, here's the ever-dangerous Erickson. He draws 2 defenders, leading to a wide-open 3 by Reese Hazelton, who doesn't take a lot of threes but is remarkably effective when he does. Entered today 52.9% from deep. He makes Cedarville pay. Of course, it's not a mistake to necessarily give Erickson a lot of defensive attention. He's already got 15 in this game and shoots from just about anywhere on the floor. Thomas with a pump fake, driving into the lane, absorbs some contact, no call, and both players go sprawling. The ball is out of bounds off of Clairbout, who looks like he may have worn the worst of that exchange. He's back on his feet, however. The 7-foot junior from Zeeland, Michigan. Clairbout played about 12 minutes in that first half, had 4 points, has 5 rebounds. Davis into the lane. He passes out to Kyle Thomas. Thomas, right place, right time. 3-ball, got it.
I
Wow.
mean, just an absolutely wild pass, but it went right to his teammate, to be fair.
And talk about having trust in your teammate to be where you think he's going to be. And that's exactly what Jalen Davis did. And Thomas splashes home a 3. Looking at 7 consecutive games with the triple for Thomas. Thomas does commit the foul on this end of the floor, and that will bring in a couple of substitutions, Michael Bingham and Tyler Hamilton. We talked a lot about Hamilton in that first half. The electric dribble that he's got gets to the rim easily. And as electric as he was in as many plays as he made, only 3 of 9 from the floor. So Cedarville found some answers for him defensively. They didn't find one there. It's Hazelton with 2 more points.
Clear focus almost coming out from Ferris State to get positioning in the post to try to utilize that length and size that they have.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Davis, nice response, fills it up again. 14 for the redshirt freshman from Kentucky. He's been absolutely sensational this season in his first year at Cedarville. Bounce pass inside, nice layup by Bingham, using the rim as an extra defender. And it's an onslaught of offense by Ferris State. They've made 6 of their last 7 field goals. Cedarville's made a lot of their shots, too. They're hanging in there. Sellers will fire a 3, that time too strong, and Hamilton grabs the rebound.
I think we're starting to see the best of what these offenses can do and are capable of, though. We're seeing what the type of shots that they want to be taking, not forced at the end of the shot clock.
There's a 3 by Erickson. That time no good. Rare miss from deep by Erickson. That's the best the Ferris State offense is when he's shooting the 3. He shoots it lights out. And a turnover by Davis. And here's Hamilton running down the right side. Davis will jump up and defend him on the layup, and that was well defended. Davis gets the ball back, and we are in a frantic pace here in Cedarville. Both teams look a little gassed here to begin the second. Nice jump stop, pass out to Thomas. That shot no good. Back tap, Akpara. Davis thought about a 3. And now Sam Johnson collects, drives into lane. 1 dribble is all it took to get past Clairbout. That's a ridiculous finish by Sam Johnson. And the lead is cut to 10. Both teams a little hunched over trying to collect their breath, and this pace has been frantic to start the second half.
We're well under the 16-minute mark, and so there just hasn't been any stoppages.
How about a 3-ball way downtown by Hazelton? He gets the rebound and lays it in. Looking for a foul is Hazelton.
Do you think we'll get under 12 before there's a stoppage?
It's feeling that way. It's 15-12 in this second half. Advantage Bulldogs. Davis gets into the lane, keeps his dribble alive. Thomas to Johnson. Johnson to Davis. Davis has had some great offense in this second half. Akpara. Davis trying to back cut. Akpara all the way to the rim. Couldn't get the layup to fall. Just left the finger roll short.
That's still Cedarville getting the look that they want, though. You just got to finish it.
Erickson hoists another 3. That time no good. He's starting to cool off after a sizzling first half. Davis will fire a 3 off the front rim. No. And they're going to call a foul against Sam Johnson on this play. He and the Cedarville sideline are a bit incredulous. And then, we pointed him the wrong way. So that explains a lot.
Like, he had position. Clearly he had position. I figured that was probably over the back or a push. And glad we got that cleared up.
Yeah, no question. I'm not going to call it pickup offense because that's insulting to what both teams are doing, but it has that feel a little bit in the second half, doesn't it?
And let's be honest, that's kind of what the audience typically enjoys and likes, at least in small quantities throughout the game. And both teams have to be happy, coaches-wise, I should say, the lack of fouls. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge aspect for Ferris State coming out of the half. They do have a deep bench. They play a lot of players, so it's not so much foul trouble as just trying to prevent Cedarville from going to the line so often as they did in the first half. So that's been huge from Ferris State. But Cedarville's offense has looked the best it's looked all night, really, here in the second half. That's not the issue to me whatsoever.
And as you can see on your screen, this is kind of our live look into what the referee is looking at the replay center, I believe. Okay. So we may be getting some replays here of some of the action we saw in the second half. The referees are at the replay table here. I don't know if potentially the last foul they're looking at a hook and hold, or if potentially one of the shots that were made were 2 or 3. We'll have that for you out of this timeout. But kind of helter-skelter offense in that second half. But look, when you shoot the ball as well as these teams have this year, especially from deep, I don't think the coaches are necessarily upset about that. You can see It'll be Jalen Davis has had a great offensive second half, especially. He's got 14 points to lead Cedarville in scoring. He's 1 of 3 from deep, 7 of 7 from the line. We'll see if Timoteusz Pistoa checks into the game. He's also had a really good first half, and it looks like he's actually ready to check in for Cedarville. So referees are clearing up whatever they were looking at here in this break.
Yeah, already just a media timeout, so just an extended media timeout, if you will, while they're working through their replay. I'm sure we'll get a clarification here shortly on what they're reviewing. But, again, Cedarville's offense, it's kind of, unfortunately for Cedarville, it's felt at times where it's really good offense and porous defense, or really great defense and
can't get a shot.
So just finding an ability to, and part of the issue is Cedarville wants to get out and run just like Ferris State. Mm-hmm. So there's not a differential in style of game that these two teams want. So when Cedarville picks up the speed of the game like they did here, that's what Ferris State wants as well. So it's difficult to try to slow the game down defensively, and then as soon as you get that ball, pick up speed and go, because that just intrinsically is going to speed the game up in general. So it's difficult when you're trying to come back, and your offense is so much better playing at a quick pace, but so is the opponent.
No question about that. One thing to watch here is Ferris State and Cedarville get back on the floor here. Didn't look like anything came from that review. It will be Cedarville's ball. Ferris State, a team that shoots 41.6% from deep as a team, is just 4 of 15 in this game. So that's something to watch to see if anyone not named Ethan Erickson can find something from beyond the arc. Sam Johnson inside, too strong on the layup.
That's just been, unfortunately, the story of Cedarville there, missing some bunnies close by.
Substitutions both ways. We'll get those to you here shortly. Donovan Brown-Bird is one of them with the ball right now for the Bulldogs. That ball kicked by another sub into this game into the second half. It's Anthony Ruffalo. Pistoa, as we mentioned, is also in this game for the Yellow Jackets, as is Timothy Davis. So those are some of the changes for Cedarville. Kenny Turner into the game for Ferris State, as is Jackson Whitaker. 9 players have scored for the Bulldogs, 11 have played. 3-ball. Brown-Bird, no good. Ruffalo got hacked on the rebound. He's not afraid to go up against players taller like Ring at 6'6", who I believe was the player whistled for that foul.
Feels like whenever Ruffalo's in there for a rebound, he's always the one getting it somehow, despite his size.
Yep. A lot of hard work to become a rebound magnet goes into that. Cedarville breaks the press. Johnson doubled right at the sideline. It goes to the up. Ball moved to the opposite side. Davis into the hands of Ruffalo. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Pistoa surveying his options. It's Kyle Thomas. Nice pass. Pistoa. Beautiful layup. That was well orchestrated. A two-man game. Kyle Thomas and Pistoa.
Excellent pick and roll action.
It was about the prettiest offense we've seen from Cedarville so far.
And we're back to 10.
Yep. Jumper left short. That's off the fingertips of Jackson Whitaker. No question about that. One thing to watch here is Ferris State and Cedarville get back on the floor here. Didn't look like anything came from that review. It will be Cedarville's ball. Ferris State, a team that shoots 41.6% from deep as a team, is just 4 of 15 in this game. So that's something to watch to see if anyone not named Ethan Erickson can find something from beyond the arc. Sam Johnson inside, too strong on the layup.
That's just been, unfortunately, the story of Cedarville there, missing some bunnies close by.
Substitutions both ways. We'll get those to you here shortly. Donovan Brown-Bird is one of them with the ball right now for the Bulldogs. That ball kicked by another sub into this game into the second half. It's Anthony Ruffalo. Pistoa, as we mentioned, is also in this game for the Yellow Jackets, as is Timothy Davis. So those are some of the changes for Cedarville. Kenny Turner into the game for Ferris State, as is Jackson Whitaker. 9 players have scored for the Bulldogs, 11 have played. 3-ball. Brown Bird, no good. Ruffalo got hacked on the rebound. He's not afraid to go up against players taller like Ring at 6'6", who I believe was the player whistled for that foul.
Feels like whenever Ruffalo's in there for a rebound, he's always the one getting it somehow, despite his size.
Yep. A lot of hard work to become a rebound magnet goes into that. Cedarville breaks the press. Johnson doubled right at the sideline. It goes to the up. Ball moved to the opposite side. Davis into the hands of Ruffalo. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Pistoia surveying his options. It's Kyle Thomas. Nice pass. Pistoia. Beautiful layup. That was well orchestrated. A two-man game. Kyle Thomas and Pistoia.
Excellent pick-and-roll action.
It was about the prettiest offense we've seen from Cedarville so far.
And we're back to 10.
Yep. Jumper left short. That's off the fingertips of Jackson Whitaker. And ball will... They're going to... let's see. We've got a conversation again with the referees. We also may have had a warning again given to Andy Bronkema. If you missed it, he picked up a technical foul in the first half. So you've got to be a little careful over there on the Ferris State sideline. It will be Cedarville's ball. And look, even if Cedarville does break this press, one of the other things it does for Ferris State is by the time they're ready to set up in the half-court offense, a lot of times that shot clock has drifted all the way down to 14 or so. Not there. Davis the rebound. Pistoia yet another rebound. Tried to work against three players and got fouled on his way to attempting a shot. It's a foul on the ground. It's Jimmy Scholler, who was saddled with 2 fouls in the first half. That's number 3. And it brings, let's see, that's... Jalen Davis back into the game for Cedarville. Not a lot of rest for him. They really can't afford it as well as he's played. And line change incoming for Ferris State.
And Erickson comes back into the game, so we'll probably see Davis have to chase him around once again. But that's 4 fouls on the Bulldogs now in the half. And while I think that's a better pace probably than the first half, it'll be something to watch still going forward. Cedarville really wants to get back to the free throw line like they did in the first half.
Davis gets the inbounds pass, ignores a screen from Pistoia, fires a pass that nearly was caught between Ruffalo and Davis. Ruffalo fires a pass that Davis has to collect with one hand. Davis with 9 seconds left slips, keeps his pivot foot. Ruffalo to the lane, left-handed scoop layup is good.
Some
pretty shot.
Outstanding catches
yeah.
in that set there.
Yeah. Scramble drill by Cedarville. It works, and they've got the lead to single digits again. A quick foul whistled on Davis, who was trying his best to contain Ethan Erickson. And that will take us to the under 12 timeout, but the Yellow Jackets are hanging in there and both leading their teams in scoring tonight. That's what they've done on the season. Both shoot the 3 ball at a ridiculous clip, both in the 44%. And Davis 1 for 3 from behind the arc. Honestly, this game might come down to who can find the 3 ball first. Ferris State shooting 4 of 16. Cedarville just 8 of 22 from deep.
Unlike both teams.
Make that 5 of 22.
Unlike both teams.
Yeah, very unlike both teams.
Very uncharacteristic.
Yep. Quick foul whistled against Cedarville out of the timeout. It is Donovan Brown Boyd who will head to the line for 2. The junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, averaging 8.7 points per game, 72% shooter from the stripe. And he leaves the first one well short.
And it's just been such a rarity for the Bulldogs to be at the free throw line in this game so far, and you really want to convert some of those. But back to the 3 points, too. I think part of the crazy part is you've seen some forced threes from either team, but a lot of the misses have been open looks, and that's surprising from these teams.
Brown Boyd gets his second free throw of the pair to go. Ferris State with 29 free throws per game in their last 2 games. They've taken just 8 attempts tonight. Well off what has been their conference average. This, of course, a non-conference game. GMAC versus GLIAC matchup. Timothy Davis crossover. Gets down to the block, finds Ruffalo from the corner. Tough shot, and he got the friendly rim. And wow, line drive shot from the corner that found its home.
And this is easily the closest the Yellow Jackets have been basically since the very beginning of the game. 6-point margin.
Bulldogs looking for an answer. Hazelton pushing off of Pistoia. A long three-pointer is good by Bingham. Well timed by the Bulldogs, and that is exactly the answer they wanted. Bingham is not a player that has shot it particularly well this season. Didn't matter there. Now will Cedarville respond? The lead back out to 9. Ruffalo looking inside for Pistoia. He'll hand to Davis, who does get it to the 6'10 sophomore. Ruffalo, why not another one? That time just grazed the rim short. Long pass. Here's Brown Boyd. Layup good. And that's a bit of a backbreaker for Cedarville.
Great outlet. He saw that stop and immediately got out.
Johnson, a strong shot is good for the freshman. Doesn't play like a freshman. Knows how to use his physicality. He showed it there. Now Cedarville is going to need some stops here as they still trail by 9 as we approach the 10-minute mark of the second half. They nearly got one there. Timothy Davis trying to get the ball away from Brown Boyd. He falls, loses the ball. Johnson, excellent dive to the deck. Ruffalo. Here's Davis. Davis thought about a 3. Gets his defender up in the air. Davis with 2 feet in the lane. Back to Ruffalo. Ruffalo off the back heel. No good. Back-to-back misses from deep.
Credit to Timothy Davis, kind of an unsung hero so far in this game. When he creates penetration, he really has done a good job of putting the Ferris State defenders in conflict and finding the open man.
Great hands. Ruffalo gets the steal from Hamilton. Ruffalo 1-on-3 and maybe thought the referee was an open man in the corner. Unfortunately, he was not. Jalen Davis was trailing the play.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it does, and he just kind of smiles about it and heads off the court, and that's pretty much what you just got to do in that situation. Great defensive play nonetheless, as we get a couple of substitutions both ways here with 9:31 to play.
High-speed second half.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that helps when you go roughly 8 minutes before your first time out, but
no doubt about that.
It's been a high-paced game.
Yep. Right wing, it's Ring. Look inside for the 7-footer. It's Clairbout. Bounce pass. A lot of height on the floor right now for the Bulldogs. Hazelton backing down on Johnson and left his jumper short. Well done by Johnson, walling him off. Cedarville in their half-court offense. Johnson working against Hazelton. Johnson stops, steps back, and what touch on that one-legged jumper.
Back-to-back strong moves by Johnson in the paint. You love to see that. He's getting stronger almost as the game's going, punishing defenders in the paint.
Sellers walls off Erickson. Great defense on him. Erickson with the ball back. They've mostly shut him down in this second half so far. And now a foul whistled with just 10 left on the shot clock. It is Sellers. That's big because it's his 3rd foul. Looks like he was trying to prevent Jimmy Scholler from cutting to the basket.
Done a great job of avoiding that 3rd foul until now, but just, it's brutal. They were playing excellent defense so far in that possession.
Well, he avoided that 3rd foul for about 30 minutes in this game. He had 2 within 5 minutes. Otherwise, not a lot of foul trouble for Cedarville at all. Power dribble inside. It's Brown Boyd. No, excuse me, that's Hazelton on the bucket. He went right through David Okpara.
And Clairbout just did a really good job getting good positioning there for the Bulldogs. And just Okpara, you can't recover when they're that deep into the paint.
Okpara trying to give Clairbout a taste of his own medicine, and Clairbout the winner there, blocking it from behind, the 7-foot junior. Blocks a lot of shots and a tough layup. We talked about it, Ethan Erickson. They kept him at bay for a little bit. You're only going to do that for so long against Ethan Erickson, and he takes it to the defense with the and one. Scored for Cedarville so far, and you've got 10 that have scored for the Bulldogs. So it's going to be a team effort. Cedarville's going to claw their way back in the final 7:51. They're certainly capable of it.
Shooting just under 33% from the field. It's really hard to forget about winning, but pulling off an upset is really hard when you're shooting that percentage. So it's honestly a credit to Cedarville's fight that they're in this game still. When you're shooting like that, they've been able to get to the free throw line. They've had spurts of great defense, but they just are going to have to make some of these open looks.
And that was one of them, and Thomas couldn't connect after his pump fake. Got him some separation from his defender.
And credit again to them. It's so easy to lose focus and lose the game plan and get frustrated when you're missing, especially open shots. And I have not seen that out of Cedarville. They've stayed together as a team, and they've continued to fight hard.
Great defense by Okpara. Clairbout thought he had an open look right at the rim, and Okpara said, not so fast. Nice shot contest, and Ruffalo right to the rim. He ignored the height of his defenders. And Ruffalo now with 15 to lead Cedarville in his first game of the season. How about that three? Oh, my goodness. Ethan Erickson took that shot from Michigan.
Just wow. Like, that looked good immediately. Yeah. He came right off the screen. In fairness, that's a three-pointer's dream. Just almost that little pitch pass coming right off a screen, right in your hip pocket, and you can just get it up quick.
Johnson couldn't get the hook shot to fall, left that short. And wow, you're really forcing the defense to guard you just about any. Basically, from the moment you pick up the basketball, you've got to have a man on Ethan Erickson. He has now got 21 points as his fourth three-pointer of the game. They get deeper every time he makes it. Erickson bounced pass inside. Wow, how about that ball movement from Ferris State? 1, 2, 3, tic-tac-toe. Nathan Clairbout, the finish.
What a touchback by Scholler there. Just great awareness of where your teammate is, and just to not even bother really catching the ball.
And that's the kind of offense and ball movement you do see from a team ranked number 5 in Division II. Kyle Thomas gets to the lane, can't get the layup to fall. Yet another good look by Cedarville, and they just haven't been able to finish some of those. Look out. There's Erickson that time. Maybe he was too close. Ruffalo gets the rebound. Thomas sprinting ahead down the right side. Ruffalo from way downtown. That's too deep.
Trying to match there a little bit.
And if there's any guy on this team for Cedarville that can do it, it is Ruffalo. He had 72 three-point makes last year, and his range is equally unlimited. 5:25 left to play. The Bulldogs lead. They've extended it out to 15 now.
10-2 run.
Yep, this feels like do or die right now for Cedarville, especially on the defensive side. Another three ball. And the rebound loose, and it's into the hands of the Bulldogs. Uh-oh, here's Erickson. Yep.
And that's the wrong guy. That's the wrong guy you want getting that long rebound.
And that will prompt a Cedarville timeout. You could just kind of see that play unfolding the way it did after that offensive rebound.
But from Cedarville, as I mentioned before, there's been no quit. There's not been a lot of frustrating shots, which you can very easily see in body language and just the type that you're taking. And I haven't really seen that. I've seen a lot of focus. I've seen a lot of heart and fight. And against a really good opponent, when you're just struggling to get your shot, I think that's significant to begin with. But there's been great adjustments as well that you've seen, that they don't just keep hitting their head against a wall. They adjust and can change how they're going to play offense and defense.
Pistoia, double briefly. Ethan Sellers finds Davis. Davis with a foot in the lane, turnaround shot. That was really well covered up, but the rebound loose, and Pistoia's grabbed it. Sellers kicks a pass to the corner. Timothy Davis. That three no good. But Pistoia again with a great deflection. Kyle Thomas, nice save right in front of his head coach, Rob Jones. Three ball Davis, that cannot fall, and unfortunately that's a picture in one possession of the struggle Cedarville has had to take the lid off this basket, especially from deep. Not for lack of hustle, not for lack of effort, not for lack of work, but the shots have just not fallen. Also, great defense by Ferris State. There hasn't been a ton of open looks, and unfortunately, that possession right there, kind of a microcosm.
Yeah, even getting the rebound, 6 of 28 from three-point range. Just you knew coming into tonight that type of shooting performance probably wasn't going to do it, and that's also just not typical of Cedarville.
Well, we talked about the hustle and the heart. There is a look at it right there is Davis with the steal. Kyle Thomas, nice save to keep possession with Cedarville. Davis into the lane. And his jumper is not going to count in the stat sheet because he's fouled. That time, looked like Kenny Turner might have hit him on the arm. And that
when you know you're undersized and he's clearly just sprinting in the paint amongst the trees, as you said, and willing to take some punishment for it. And that hustle helps the whole team.
Yeah, well, and you love it because he can then lead the break. He's got the threes in transition that he's adept at. It's all around good, and expect plenty more of that from number 2 this season.
And remember, again, it's his first game back. Cedarville's 7-2, 2-1 in conference without him.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's a significant piece of the team. He was last year, and that's a credit to the whole squad and coaching staff for having such a great start to the season without him. So this team hasn't been whole, So we're going to, and teams get better, obviously, and differ as the season goes on, but I think that is a sense of optimism also for this team, that they're going to improve and get better as they figure out this rotation more.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Erickson fouled. Timothy Pistoia doing his, honestly, not no fault of him to hedge high on that screen. Erickson with the range really from the Cedarville logo, and foul about 40 feet away from the basket. On the other side, it's Jalen Davis who had that last free throw. How about 9 of 9 from the stripe? Was already coming in with an excellent 87.5% from the charity stripe. He's improving that tonight. He's got a team best 16 points. Here's Erickson. Wow, what a shot off the window. He could do it all. Obviously, the threes are what get the clicks and the highlights, but he's been able to do it all. Get to the rim, a little mid-range game. He's going to be a big piece. Will continue to be a big piece of this Ferris State team. Pistoia inside. Nice pass, and Davis again has 18 now.
And both teams, it's just the turnovers have been significantly reduced in the second half, and it's just been a far cleaner showcase of their offensive talent here in the second half.
Well, Jalen Davis has 5 games in a row of 20 or more points entering this game. He's now only 2 points away from extending that streak to 6. The team's leading scorer made his 5th start here tonight. He's looking for the ball. Ferris State wise to wall him off from Pistoia's pass. Davis, nice pump fake. He'll take an elbow jumper. Not falling, is it? That time for Davis. It falls to 0 for 4 from the field. Tyler Hamilton briefly doubled. Aggressive Ethan Sellers nearly poked the ball away from Ethan Erickson. Erickson gets a screen. Cedarville switches. Erickson hoists, and he connects on yet another 3. They'll come down on the foot of Timothy Davis, or vice versa. So make it 6 bombs from deep by Ethan Erickson. He now has 29 points, and that will prompt both teams to start to empty their benches here, at least Ferris State.
And again, he has been the three-point shooting tonight, just in general.
Yeah, I mean, 6 of the 8 for Ferris State. Cedarville still with 6 of their own. He's matched Cedarville.
He's the only one who's really been consistently able to hit his open shot tonight. And that's no surprise that he's hitting his shot.
Yeah.
It just, you would have expected a little bit more shooting from both teams in general.
Oh, there we go. How about that? Kyle Thomas with an answer. Thomas shooting the ball from beyond the arc. Better than 41% heading into this game. A 3 from the corner. And that shot hits the shot clock. It was Reese Hazleton. And that prompts the line change for Ferris State. They'll empty their bench here. Players like Cole Vickers and Owen Hardy are in this game. As is Brandon Clower-Bout. Dono Timms, in this game. And Chicasio Forna. Ruffalo in the game. And Mom and Dad's player of the game just added 2 more to the score sheet. And he is now up to 17. Timms with it. He's doubled or fired over to Vickers. Vickers will be content to dribble out some of the remaining 60 seconds left in this game. Vickers working against Ethan Sellers, who has 4 fouls. Okpara, hard hedge on the pick and roll. Timms with 5 left on the shot clock. Timms working against Ruffalo. Had his pocket pick Sellers. Nice defensive play. Ruffalo wasn't backing down either. Now Ruffalo bounce pass inside. Layup good. Sam Johnson. No quit in this Cedarville team whatsoever. Not surprising.
Going to play until the game's over.
Absolutely. Ruffalo commits a foul.
Not that way, though.
Foul committed. It will send Dono Timms to the line, a 5'11 redshirt freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Has a 1-and-1 here.
I think Ruffalo just wanted to get the ball back, maybe get another offensive possession.
Yeah, there you go.
Shot.
Why not? Why not? Seth LaRavia, a freshman from Pendleton, Indiana, will make an appearance for Cedarville. First free throw from Timms is good. Cedarville's big advantage, one of the big advantages in that first half, was their free throw numbers. They took just 2 attempts in the second half. So give a lot of credit to Ferris State for limiting the number of fouls. It's a big adjustment the Bulldogs made at halftime, and it paid off. Ruffalo has it. Trying to feather a pass to Seth Laravia. It's tipped out of bounds.
And like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, those are the type of adjustments and decisions that winning teams, winning cultures make. Teams that have been there before, veteran teams, they're able to adjust, understand the officials are going to call this a little closer today. They're not going to call this as closely, and make that adjustment. And in doing so, like, you're able to compete and win and defeat a variety of styles and teams. And so that's what Ferris State is. And again, like, this is the beginning for Cedarville, I think. And I just think there's a lot of more positives to take out of this game for Cedarville, despite the outcome and the score. And specifically just what it shows Cedarville, like, this is a 6-point game in the second half, multiple occasions. They should feel like they can compete with anyone, and they belong on the floor with everyone that they face this season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And with those free throws, Sam Johnson has equaled his season average. And Dono Timms will dribble out the clock here at the Callan Athletic Center. A good battle between very quality opponents. And the coaches at center court talking it through here at the end. So it's 81-67 the final. Ferris State moves to 11-1 on the season. Cedarville